Hello! How's everybody? Welcome to another live with Ricardo and me, Ananda.
It's been a while since we have done another live, so we're pretty excited for today. Today we're gonna be working on some workshops, I think, which is a lot of people have been asking um again to do a quick tour of what the app looks like.
Mhm.
Want some tips and tricks because I know we have done some little videos here and there, so I'm pretty excited. So, but before we get started with our tour of the Level Aviation app and all the tips and tricks, if there's anything that you want to know about the app or anything like that, just let us know in the comment section. We can read everything that you said. So, and
Remember, these lives is also for you guys to have a chance to ask us questions.
yes.
And we always do a Q&A session live here. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them on the comment and we'll go one by one.
So it's pretty interesting. So I would like to know where everybody is watching from. I know some might be watching from Australia, which is probably like 1 a.m. right now. So kudos to you.
Yeah, let us know where you're at.
Yeah. Do you want to know a fun fact about aviation? Did you know that the very first pilot license was issued in 1911?
Wow.
That's like a long time ago. So how how um how long have you been flying? For how long have you had a pilot license? I'm curious to know. I had a pilot license for 5 years now. What about you? You've been longer,
Well,
but she doesn't fly.
I don't fly any. I mean, I got my private license. I don't remember. I must have been like 20 years old or 19. Long time ago. And I flew for a little bit, but then life happened and I haven't flown as a captain.
It's a pilot in
Well,
command.
I fly a lot all the time, but Ricardo is my captain
That's me.
or my dad.
I'm not
Um,
your dad.
no, or my but I do started flying paragliders, so I'm a paraglider pilot since 2017, and that I have been active in. And recently, we graduated as paramotor pilots.
Still considered a pilot, so I will still consider you
I
a
still
pilot.
fly, just
Maybe not with a pilot license.
not piston
I
gear.
thought you when I read the 1911, I thought it was you.
Whatever. We have some comments here. People coming from.
Michigan, Rick from Ohio, Rick flying since 2005. Paul, 58 years. Wow. Now, most of you, do you fly as a captain, like as an airliner, or it's just for fun and a hobby? I would like to also know that. I'd be curious. I fly just for fun
Mhm.
and for the company. But I know a lot of our fellow pilots are also captains or commercial pilots. So
Any paraglider pilots and or paramotor pilots like me. uh,
he feels alone in this
I
in,
feel
in this in this world, in this
yeah.
life. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Like I said, if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer. Um,
Am I considered a pilot
you
if I
consider
fly paramotor?
I'll consider you a pilot. Let's
Okay,
say that.
thank you.
We'll ask ChatGPT later if you're
We'll do a
consider.
poll here.
Yeah, let's do a poll. Is she should we consider Ananda a real pilot? So why don't we go ahead and dive into the tour. Today we're gonna do a tour with the Astro Plus. So it's our regular ADS-B receiver, provides weather, traffic, all that information, static pressure, cabin pressure, let's say. So it's one of our most basic, but still we'll be able to show the entire system, and we can give you a tour of the app.
So
So
today we're gonna do an app tour. We're gonna do Q&A, And also, I think it's about that time of the year where we're working on new or the next generation, let's say, of level avionics. And we actually want to ask you, what would you like to see in the future from Level Aviation on both the app side of things and the hardware side of things?
We got you on that. One of the couple of first question is um some requests for the app, so we can get into that in a little bit.
Okay, let's
So
start. Let's
let's start
dive
with
in.
the tour, and then I'll scroll back down to look at the questions so we can answer all these questions. So why don't we get to the app?
All right. So the Level Aviation app, believe it or not, it was just meant as a utility for us to see if the devices are working nice in a basic instrumentation for the end users to verify what was going on with their devices. But somehow more and more people started using this as their primary app, or just started using it in flight. So we started adding more and more features that people were requesting. This is a free app from Level Aviation. There's no subscription required. Just download it on your iPhone and iPad. It's only iOS compatible. We don't have an Android version of this app, unfortunately. Um, and yes, so basic, you can register on the first page. You can also skip if you don't want to provide your email. It's basically when you register, you automatically get our newsletters and so on. So this app was designed as a split screen. Basically, I'm gonna call it column A and column B. Column A is where you see the attitude indicator, the EFIS, and then column B would be your engine. Any screen you can make full screen or original size with gestures. So for example, if I want to make full screen the EFIS, you can pinch zoom. So if I pinch zoom on the EFIS display, actually, no, okay, wait.
Rewind.
Rewind. It is also okay. So it is already full screen. Sorry. If because it's within its container on column A, the EFIS is already full screen. If you want to make it full screen on the entire screen, you double tap. See, I should have practiced this before the live. You
You can
double tap on
let's
the
show them on the
screen.
camera.
Okay, yeah, that's better. You double tap and then it goes back to their original size. Double tap, make it full screen. Okay, so we have column A, column B. If you want to get rid of column B, for example, I can also slide and then bring it back. So if I want to see my engine information full screen and not double tap, you can swipe left or right to bring the views. If you want to add more views, so the reason I designed this app is because a lot of people use ForFlight for their navigation or iFly or any navigation app. The iLevel app does not have a moving map, so it's only basic instrumentation. So when you're using ForFlight, for example, ForFlight did not show the angle of attack or the airspeed indicator. A lot of data that's
Mm.
coming from our devices is not shown. So the idea was we can use your navigation app and then have the level app on the side providing this extra information. And so I needed to make this very flexible for people to configure it as they needed. And so the idea is on column A, now you can divide in 3 windows. And to do this, all windows have a little menu button on the top left. And if I tap on that, then I have the menu. These are all the screens that are available. So the EFIS is the one that you were just seeing. I'm gonna go through all of them here quickly with you. We have the airspeed, just a analog digital view of your airspeed. You have an altimeter, you have the VSI, basically your six pack. The AOA, this is if you have a bomb that provides angle of attack or a stall warning. You have a traffic radar view. This is a new addition. This is for radio. You can interface with the radio, like the trig radios, and select your frequencies and so on. You have a help button that if you forget everything that I'm saying here, it will help you with all these gestures here. Um, and then we have settings. This is where you select like what this is important. Like for example, on the Astra Plus, we don't have airspeed a pido input. This is just a portable ADSB receiver, let's say. So on your speed source, we need to select GPS because we don't have the pido. So this is where you do all the configurations, the units, everything for your devices. This is where you set your V speeds. This is important. And then where you enable, disable some of the views that you might not need. Let's continue with the menu. We have status. This is important to check how the device is doing, what the battery is doing. The GPS here we have 0 satellites because we're inside. So when you're flying, this will tell you how many satellites you're seeing, how many traffic, if it's recording. Everything is on the status. If you want to see all the values in a numerical form, this is where you see all that. If you want to see what's the configuration for your auxiliary ports on the iLevel AW, this is where you would see all that. The wireless autopilot is a new addition. Most of you will ignore this for now, but this is for the new wireless autopilot beta testing that we're performing, and so on.
Now, if you ever need tech support, and you want to send us pictures, this is a great page to send you screenshots of.
Yes, if you need, we often ask just to take a picture of this because this gives you a view of what's happening with the eye level. Okay, and we continue. We have the autopilot window. This is for the iLevel AP. This is where you control heading, altitude. You can trim your airplane. You can follow flight plans and so on. We have the flight logs. This will show when you click refresh. If you have the SD card with all your flights there, this will show all the saved flights inside the SD card and you can retrieve them. Then we have the engine view, which if you are connected to an engine analyzer like the Grand Rapids, this will show all the information for the engine. We also have integration with vertical power. Vertical power is a, how would you describe, like a
It's like a digital circuit breaker.
circuit breaker box. So instead of having all the circuit breakers in your panel, if you have a small panel, you can have this box where that integrates everything there and manages all your um, circuit breakers, basically. We also have the level cloud is something we are working, which is coming next year. It's a connectivity for data analysis and the device configuration. This is where you can cage the horizon, you can program the call sign to your device, you can calibrate the bomb, AOA and airspeed and all that stuff. You can configure your auxiliary ports if you're using an iLevel AW or AP and so on. So that's all the features that this app has. And to select a view, you just basically tap on it and then it will show. Now, like I was explaining, we have column A, column B. What if I want to show more windows? like I want to have a six-pack view. The way to do this, if you click on menu and then you have on the very bottom new view or remove this view. If I click new view, it will open a new view for you to use. So let's say I want my altimeter here. On the first one, I want my speed. And then on the third one, I want to add my VSI because I want a six-pack view or analog gauges. And then on the other one, I can have my EFIs. But column B, you can also divide. So if I do new view and I put my traffic and new view and I put my, let's say, my radio. Whoops. Yeah, my radio view. So you can see it's very flexible as to what you want to do. And again, if you want to make a view full screen, you double tap on the screen, makes it full screen, and double tap again, and it goes
back to normal.
The pinch and zoom, what I was trying to explain at the beginning, is that if I pinch and zoom on the EFIS, it will go full screen on its container, so on column A or B. So if I pinch zoom on the altitude, it will, thank you, it will make full screen the altitude on its container. So pinch zoom here, but if I double tap, it makes it full screen in the entire screen. So this is more or less how you navigate on the app. Why is this important or easy? Because once you, can you hold it?
Mm-hmm.
Once
That's
you're
what I'm here for.
once you're using your navigation app, which I think Ricardo uses ForeFlight, so let's open ForeFlight here. If your navigation app is compatible with split screen, which ForeFlight is, you're gonna see three dots at the very top of the screen. If I tap on that, it gives me options for split view or slide over. So if I do split view and I select the Levil Aviation app, it's gonna split the screen. And what I was saying is that now you can have your ForeFlight view, do your moving map, and also show the extra information that you might be missing. For example, the angle of attack. So if I put the angle of attack, which it's not available because it's now connected to the Astra. Um, but if you were flying with a bomb, you can do that. I think the way I often see people using the traffic here, and then they use the traffic radar view because the traffic, when you're using like your VFR charts, it's very hard to see, but it's very easy to identify on a simple radar view with a red flashing aircraft that, oh, there's some traffic there, where here it might be lost.
I guess some of the questions when it comes to traffic, real quick, that a lot of people see themselves in the traffic like they're following. So to fix that, just on the device configuration, put your tail number, and then the app will know like not to follow. Because some people will say you will have a little airplane here where it says no GPS. That is you, but then also you will see you following you. So to eliminate that airplane, just put your tail number, and then the app will recognize it.
So to do that, let me show really quick because that's an important, like how do I put my call sign? Let me make this full screen. If we go to device configuration, it's gonna ask you to enter a 4-digit password. This is the serial number of your device, which you can find on the label. You can also find it on the SSID of your device. So we are connected to Astra Plus 2045. So basically that's your serial
You
number.
can also see that down here.
You can also see it here because we are showing it. And you can also see it on the status view on the SSID Astra Plus 2045. And if you cannot get this number by any chance, I'll give you a little tip. Just put 1111, and that's a shortcut that I use. So we use that because a lot of if you didn't read the instructions, touching anything here can and will reconfigure your device. So you might be clicking on buttons that you shouldn't be clicking.
Or if you put your like if you have your stuff in your phone, you put your phone in your pocket, you might be recalibrating your bomb. So we
Yeah.
don't want that.
Yeah, so when you go into the device configuration, make sure that you actually know what you're doing and you're following instructions from a video or from the manual or whatever. So once you're here on general configuration, the you can see call sign. So you put your call sign there. Let me see, 464 Charlie Papa is our
That's
airplane.
me. And apply.
And then you do apply. Okay, you get a little warning that it was taken. And now if you go to the status view, you can see here call sign right below. We have November 464 Charlie Papa. And what this means is that now the app, when it gets a traffic information from the ground ADSB ground tower sending here's November 464 Charlie Papa, the app says, oh, but that's me, and it will filter it out so you don't have a ghost following you
Or a warning.
or a warning. The same things you have to do on like for flight, for example, they have a section where you put your call sign and then it will filter out that ghost. So good point on the traffic information.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's do a pause here. If I don't know if you want to do
You want to do
some
some questions? Yeah. Let's
there's
address.
a lot to cover.
Yes.
But in case you have any questions from what I've said so far, let us know.
So one of the questions that I see is, I'm looking forward to your demo. Would you consider coding a standard artificial horizon and a standard round compass? That way,
An analog only artificial horizon and a compass. And which one we're missing the rate of turn for it to be a complete six pack. Yeah, we can look into that. We can look into that.
I mean,
That's not
yeah, with this view, you pretty much get um you get a full six pack kind
right.
of. So
I think what he's asking is to have the analog
oh, okay.
view with the horizon, the compass, and he would be missing the rate of turn to have the six pack on the app like I was showing before.
The other one is, would you consider having some selection of the AUA to select zero flap, half flaps up, or full flap? This will allow setting three separate VS, and make AUA gauge valid for multiple types of landing.
Yes, that is something that I will be working on very soon because we for another application for another flight school, actually it's a flight school that is utilizing the bombs to recall all the data, and they requested to be able to switch from one airplane to another, like if they're switching from a 152 to a 172, they want to have pre-configured profiles.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes into what you're asking to, even though you're not changing airplanes, but you can configure the profiles for zero flap, half flap, and then select which profile you're gonna be using. So I will be working on this very soon. That's a good idea.
The other question that we have here is, AOA functionality is available on the BOM. Are you planning on integrating this functionality into the iLevel 3 AW and iLevel AP anytime soon?
We are. This is something that FAA is pushing for more safety, for more people to use AOA. So it is something on the horizon. We haven't started working on it yet, but it is in the future product possibilities to do an independent AOA for any of our products.
Mhm. The other question that we have here it just says, what about Bluetooth connectivity? I'm assuming is to connect one of our devices via Bluetooth, but
Bluetooth connectivity is not on the to-do list because even if the eye level you does Bluetooth, 99% of the apps are they out there use Wi-Fi connectivity.
mm,
So we would have to sort of convince everybody to switch to be compatible with an eye level that's now Bluetooth. And that is hard to do. It has taken us many years to get where we are on the compatibility side of things with other developers. So we would have to make a business case that now everybody's going to start using Bluetooth for them to do the compatibility. In our app, we could do Bluetooth, but Wi-Fi gives us more range, especially on the bomb that's sitting under the wing, sometimes on the tip of the wing. Bluetooth is not that reliable. Wi-Fi gives us a lot more range and reliability in the air. So we sort of need that. So I think we're sticking to Wi-Fi for now.
let me see. I see Rick here. He flies for pancakes. That's a good,
That's a good reason to fly for
right?
pancakes.
Just for pancakes. That will be your dad's only reason to fly, just
Yeah.
to eat pancakes. It's like a pancake addict.
By the way, I told Ricardo that on the next flight, test flight that we need to do, he needs to take me to
A restaurant.
a restaurant, like make it a day trip. And we do have a flight scheduled for
Is
today.
it today?
And I
Yeah.
haven't had lunch, so just saying.
Maybe we should go eat the $100 burger. Let's see. Let's see what other questions. This thing moved. I fly corporate jets, international. Let's see. Former Air Force. That's really nice. I noticed on the app that I can no longer show different screens side by side. Notice seems I can only stack vertically.
No, you can. So, Jim, you um, can you put the iPad up? I can
No.
show you. You can stack side by side, like I was showing here. What may have happened is that if you swiped and you hit column B, basically, now you have only access to column A, and you will only be able to stack them like this. If you want to bring back the split screen, just slide and you'll show the other side, and then you can stack on this side as well. Menu, new view, and then radio communication. So yeah, you can still do split screen.
Muy bien. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Can you make it available for iOS 9? Wow. We're on iOS 17. It says, I have two iPads I like to use.
So
That's a difficult one.
yeah, we stopped iOS 9 because there was some of the features that required iOS 13. So the Level Aviation app needs the minimum you can use is 13. I think it was because of the split screen functionalities, and I forget there was something else that required iOS 13, so we had to stop uh, iOS 9. So unfortunately, no. But if you have iOS 9, our older version of the app, which is called
Ahars.
Ahr's utility, is compatible with iOS 9, and it does not give you the split screen view. It's just a set app, but you can use that for flying. You'll have all the data there on iOS 9, but unfortunately, the Level Aviation app only 13 and up.
Let's see. We have Bomb AP Wireless coming up soon.
Bon viewers. Okay, that's future. Yeah,
That's
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
anyone else having audio issues? What kind of audio issues are we experiencing? The only audio warning that we have would be the AOA.
No, I think audio issues as in
Oh,
they
like
can't hear us.
oops,
Audio cutting out. No puedo oír. Oh my goodness.
oops.
Can somebody give us a thumbs up if you can hear us now? Oh, now it's back. Okay. We're back on audio. Sorry, guys.
It's her fault.
It's my fault.
So let us know what we cut out. So if we missed something, oh, I didn't hear the answer. What was the answer? Let us know what we missed out because it looks like we had some audio issues. Let us know what we missed, and then we'll re-answer the question because I don't know where we when we lost audio.
Um, okay. Let's continue on the tour and then we'll check back on the questions part of things.
Perfect. Put the iPad here.
Okay. So now that we covered how to use your screens, let's talk about a little bit about.
Why don't we real quick? So on the features that we have here, right? A lot of this on on the YouTube channel shows like an X. Of course, because not a lot of stuff are compatible with all of the instruments. So why don't we talk real quick which application that we have here is compatible with all of our instruments. Of course, the EFES, it will work on all of our line of products, except for the little, well, I don't have it here, but normally you will show a AUA indicator on the EFES as well.
Well, yeah, so if we take a look at the EFIs, um, so right now the speed is actually disabled. Why? Because the Astro doesn't have a pedo sensor
Yeah,
or speed sensor. It's relying on GPS. So you're gonna see that below where it says indicated airspeed is dash because we don't have that information, and also the ground speed, we don't have GPS reception here. So you're gonna see that it's not available. As soon as we receive GPS, this will function. So some of the things like the AOA, it's not showing here because the Astro doesn't have that. All our devices have an attitude indicator that you can use in aerobatics and crazy maneuvers. It's a really, really good AHRS, aviation grade, so you can rely on this as a backup solution or as a primary source if you have an experimental airplane. Some of the other stuff, like for example, here the radios is showing a no data because we are not connected to the radios. As soon as we plug in to the trig through the auxiliary ports, then this data will show up. Same with the engine information. We don't have any engine data coming in, so it will show you no data. So um, it's just to, keep the pilot aware of what's working and what's not working. We, for example, let's say, yeah, on the speed, we don't have, like I said, a speed sensor here. So no indicated
yes,
airspeed.
but you'll be able to see it with the bomb and the eye level AP and the eye level 3 AW. The same as for the VSI AOA, only available on the bomb as of right now. Traffic, you will have it across all of our line of products, same as the radio communication. Settings as well will be the same for all of our products, as well as the status page. The autopilot, of course, is only for the eye level AP. So right now,
Mhm.
flight logs, it will also work along across our line of products, but make sure you have the SD card on if you want to see your data. Um, Engine as well, as long as you're connected to an engine analyzer, you can see engine data um, through our all line of products. CMOS vertical power and level cloud, which we're working on, and then device configuration is to work on to configure all of our devices.
Mhm. An important thing that is, it's not obvious, but because we talk a lot about split screen with your navigation app. What happens when your navigation app is not compatible with split screen? So this happens with, for example, iFly GPS, where you would know, how do I know if my app has split screen? So basically on ForeFlight, if you tap those three buttons, it says split view and slide over. If we open, let's say, Air Navigation Pro, we see the three dots and it has split view and slide over. If we open
There should be iFly somewhere around there, right here.
iFly EFB, which is a great app, a lot of pilots use it with our iLevel AP. It does not have the three dots on the top. That means this app is not compatible with split view, but it might be compatible with a slide over. So a slide over, you can slide the menu
So
basically
yeah,
up.
from the outside of the screen inwards.
Mhm. And then once you do that and you have access to our app, you can basically slide over the app, and that gives you access to have both your navigation app and hours on the top, for example, like this. It's not ideal, but it's a way to, it's a loophole to get around the apps not being able to do split screen. You can always, the nice thing is that you can always hide it. You can hide our app and then scroll back by just going outside the screen and in. You can bring our app into view when you need it. So you can do all the navigation here. And sorry, we don't have all the, we don't have the subscription, but you get the idea. You can bring the app inside and then have, for example, your engine information in full screen, check your engine, and then go back. So that's for apps that don't have that split view functionality. Other apps, so this one is another thing that uh, we get a lot of calls. If the app is in split screen like ForeFlight and Air Navigation Pro, you can connect the level device is gonna supply information to both simultaneously. So the same data that is shown on our app is gonna be shown on ForeFlight. So you can drive their synthetic vision, you can drive the traffic on ForeFlight as well as on our app simultaneously, no issues. If you do slide over, same thing. Some apps like FlyQ, if you use FlyQ, if you use WingX Pro, those apps do not share the data. So you cannot do simultaneous connectivity. If you're using FlyQ or WingX and you open up the app, make sure you close it. You close our Levil Aviation app on the background because it's not gonna allow it to communicate. You can only have it open and nothing else open. Otherwise, they're gonna fight between who gets the data.
And there will be communication issues, yeah.
There will be communication. So if you're flying with FlyQ, make sure that the Levil Aviation apps are completely closed. Otherwise, this is going to create an issue. What else? It's important to
I
know.
wanted to show like a little trick that I think is pretty cool. If you have an Apple Pen, I think it's pretty cool though. If you have an Apple Pen and if you scroll from like the bottom up, you can have your stuff so you can make notes. And then you can just get rid of it by just clicking done. So if you ever need to write anything on the airplane, instead of having just a piece of paper and you already have an Apple Pen, just from the bottom, what is it, right? You can just uh, use your Apple Pen and then you make your notes, whatever. Like so you can see, I already have notes here that I do all the time. And if you want to take a screenshot from the bottom left, you can do that. So just do anyone should take a screenshot. There it is.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So if you ever need to take a screenshot, that's a quick trick. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty useful when taking notes while flying. It gives you like a quick access to that, and a lot of people doesn't know that. So, well, a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, what else can we let's go back to our app. Check if we have some
Let's see if I have some
questions.
questions here. So looks like yes, looks like your audio is back on. Where can I get the AHARS utility app? That you get it on the App Store. So just like you have it right there, down go to the App Store and click on AHARS utility.
If you let me go to the App Store here. If you search for
I
no,
just not connected to the internet.
we are not, yeah,
We're connected to the Astro.
so basically it's the same logo. You see the Levil Aviation is a blue logo here below. I don't know if you can see.
I might have it here.
The AHARS utility app is the same logo, but it's red. So just look it up on the App Store.
So it says, got all my questions on the app answered. Thank for everything. I have finished Bill and I'm getting ready to flight testing. That's exciting. Um, as I work through configuration issues, how should I ask for help? That's a very good question. You can call us directly. You can call me at level 407-542-3971, and just click on sales. I'll probably be around. If not, also contact our tech support department. They're great. They will be able to walk you through whatever you want on the app. Or you can email us aviationsupport@levil.com. um, the other question, is it possible to transmit NMEA navigation data via serial port? Currently, I use Aver to send flight data to a Dynon D180 autopilot via RS-232.
Okay, let me see if I understand. Is it possible to transmit an MEA navigation via serial port from the eye level to the Dynon or AVER to the eye level? um, so the eye level is able to send NMEA data regarding the GPS. So if you want to provide GPS data to the Dynon, specifically sentence GPRMC, that is possible. The eye level can send it. Can the eye level receive NMEA data from a Dynon or a Garmin to drive the autopilot? That yes, that's also possible. We can receive the flight plan, the waypoints. Specifically, the sentence is GPRMB NMEA. We can receive this and follow a flight plan. So your Dynon or your Garmin or a Veer can send this information via serial to the eye level and will follow the flight plan if you have an eye level AP. So that's okay. Yes, from eye level to Dynon. Yes, you can also send um, from a Veer. Well, I don't know a Veer. It has to be a compatible. I have to check if Aver is sends the proper protocol. But for example, the iFly EFB app sends your flight plan to the eye level, and the eye level channels this through the RS-232 to, let's say, your Dynon autopilot, so the Dynon can follow the flight plan. That is also a feature that we offer. So it's like a Wi-Fi to serial gap or channel bridge that you can do. So you don't have to have an eye level autopilot. Any like the Astro can do it, the eye level AW can do it. You can channel information that's sent from an iPad to external autopilots like Dynon, TrueTrack, etc. But it has to have the correct protocol, and we have to see if Avere can do that.
Has integration. He says,
I think it does. I'm
yeah.
99% positive it does.
He says, I'm interested in for flight to eye level to Dynon.
That is not possible because of the compatibility. If ForFly were to send us the proper protocol, then yes, technically it's possible, but you need to convince ForFly to do that.
So give
You
them a
might
call.
you might give them a call, put your demands, and maybe they'll be willing to do that.
Hmm. Perfect. I put up some banners on the screen for our social media, which you can also reach out to us via social media. That's our phone number on the screen right there. Aviationsupport@levil.com will be our email for all of your tech support questions, and our social media. Of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Um, you can feel free to reach out. Also, I really appreciate if you guys take pictures, videos, and all that stuff. Either send it to us to aviation support, or I put my email here as well. So you can send it to me, or if you can tag us on Instagram and Facebook. I would love to see your panel. I would love to see your installation. If you have a bomb, I would like to see how you install it, where you install it, um, how do you install your iPad, whether you have it on a little suction cup or if you have a panel mounted. I would love to see that. So feel free to send me pictures. I put my email right there. Like I said, I love to see those pictures. I love to share it with the community so people know what other pilots are doing. So yeah, send me a picture of your airplane, send me a picture of your installation, of your panel, because people like to know, like if you fly an RV10 or RV7, there's a lot of RV7s out there that would like to see other people's installations or other people's panels. So send it to us. That will be great. Let's see. Um, I think that's it for today. We went through the anything else that you want to add
Well,
about the
that's
app?
it for the tour. The one thing that I wanted to cover on this video is, like I mentioned, future compatibilities and future hardware integrations. What would you like us to work on for 2026? I know I have had requests for true airspeed integration in the app using outside air temperature sensors from either GRT or integrating outside air temperature into the bomb to have that information. So that's all in the pending in the to-do list. We have had requests for um let's see.
HSI.
I have had one request for an HSI, basically to integrate with a Garmin radio. I don't know which one, to be able to show the glide and
Slow, yeah.
uh, on the app. So that could be cool. So yes, let us know what should be should we be working on for 2026.
Write HSI in the comments.
um and yeah, and we would like to see what to work on. We have a lot of projects coming for 2026, including, I saw in a comment, the AP or autopilot integration to the bomb. That is something that we're currently testing. We have, I think, 15 beta testers currently installing the wireless autopilot servos and trim tabs, and they are connecting and testing different platforms, so the Astro, the Bomb, and the eye level, and see how this new idea or this new autopilot will work on different airframes, different speeds, and so on. So we are starting to get feedback now on these projects.
Mm.
So yeah, for 2026, depending on how things go, you may be able to use the bomb with the autopilot, with the trim tab wireless autopilot. That's gonna be exciting.
Oh, look, somebody wants an HSI on their app.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Jim had this idea for a long time that he wanted the HSI.
Can portable radios such as Yasu 750 be controlled via the app?
Not that I know of, no. I can look it up to see if it has the proper, um, like if it has a serial port that you can connect to the eye level. Because the app doesn't necessarily control the radio, it has to go through our device. So if that radio has a serial interface that can connect to the eye level, then maybe we can work on, we can see and talk with the manufacturer to see how they do this communication, if they even take in these commands, serial commands, to be able to change. Do you have your Mini G still, or do I need to get the Astro for the A-Horse utility? The A-Horse G Mini has been obsolete for, I think, more than 10 years. So we do not have it. But if you do have it and it's working, it is compatible. It should be compatible with the A-Horse utility, so you can use it there.
Also, if you want to upgrade to a new unit, we'll have a trading program where we'll give you $400 towards a new unit
Yeah. So if you have a
if
G
you want to
Mini,
trade in. Yeah.
it's a good opportunity to get the latest technology, include that ADSB weather and traffic information that the G Mini does not give you, and also the WAS GPS information that the G Mini does not have.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else that you want to add? Anything else that we're missing? If not, anything that you want us to cover on our next live, just let us know. Send us an email to aviationsupport@levil.com or send me an email, ricardo@levil.com. What do you want to hear us talking on our next live? So, or if you want to see a guest that you want us to invite, we're more than happy to invite new guests. So, yeah, let us know what you want to see. I think that's it for us today. Reach out to us, aviation support, Ricardo at Levil.com. Um, give us a call if you have any questions and follow us on social media. And don't forget to send us those pictures.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining. Ciao, ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao. I'll see you next time.